Welcome back to another Foxy Games UK news video. Looking forward to the weekend. It is Friday and we got some game news for you. If you like this sort of thing, like, subscribe, hit notification, all that good stuff. Our first news story, courtesy of videogamer.com. Unfortunately, bad news, but we'll get it out of the way. You know how this works. PlayStation Plus prices are increasing yet again for 15 countries hit by global market conditions. PlayStation Plus subscribers have a fantastic time ahead of them with Blueprints. The best reviewed game of 2025 is available to play on Extra at no added cost, and Sony has just announced all the other Extra and Premium games joining the service soon. They include another Day 1 edition, while the upcoming arrivals to the subscription service library are fantastic. In some bummer news, Sony has confirmed PlayStation Plus prices are increasing yet again, and for 15 countries, with the publisher blaming quote-unquote global market conditions. So in the Latin America's PlayStation blog post reveals for the April 2025 Extra and Premium games, Sony announced that they are increasing PlayStation Plus prices for all three tiers. As per Sony, the price increases are coming because, like many businesses around the world, we, meaning Sony, continue to be affected by global market conditions. The new increased prices are available for each three tiers, with PlayStation Plus Essential 1 month is $7.99, 3 months is $20.99, 12 months has gone up to $64.99, the price of a game to own there. Now, PlayStation Plus Extra has gone up as well. 1 month is $11.99, that's rounded off to $12. 3 months will get you for $34, and 12 months is $108 while PlayStation Plus Premium 1 month has gone up to $14, 3 months $40, and 12 month subscription will snag you for around $125. The above price increases will come into effect starting April 16 for new subscribers. However, if you are already subscribed, the price change will not come into effect until your next billing on or after June 24th, so you can't get away, it's just a matter of a delay. The following 15 countries are set to be impacted: Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, and Uruguay. While the above countries will be affected soon, there is a possibility price increases eventually will come to more countries, presumably Europe and the US and other regions. Nothing else is happening right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if more prices increases eventually will do come as Sony continue to offer high quality games and value added benefits to your PlayStation Plus subscription. And yeah, I think because the prices of games really is going up and the price of development is going up, and what runs the services, the subscription services, well, it's games. So if the games are going up, then you can assume the price of subscription services across the board will go up too. Sound off in the comments what you think. Are you a PlayStation Plus subscriber, and are you fed up with the price increases, or do you believe it is in line with inflation? Next news story, videogameschronicle.com. Here's a quote: "If it's the only place to play Mario, you buy it." According to a former PlayStation boss who reacts to the $80 Nintendo games, the former PlayStation boss, Sean Layden, has weighed in on Nintendo's pricing decisions. Now, he's a PlayStation alumni. He's not at PlayStation anymore, but had a long spell there. So he's got inside track. He knows how this thing works. If he thinks that gamers will swallow the price, absorb the price increases, Nintendo gamers, then I'm sure you'd assume that if PlayStation, Sony were to do the same thing for the PlayStation games, perhaps, Sony would expect I don't know yet, we don't know until we know, right? So former PlayStation executive Sean Layden has said that Nintendo's first party IP is strong enough to mitigate the sticker shock of $80 games. Layden, who was chairman of the company's worldwide studios group when he left Sony in 2019, he oversaw PS4 to great success, recently appeared on the player-driven podcast to discuss, among other topics, the Nintendo Switch 2. Layden, who has been outspoken previously about the troubles the game industry has faced while trying to balance production costs with the player expectation of games pricing, shared his thoughts on Nintendo's decision ready to price above $70. Here's a quote: "They poked through the ceiling of price elasticity where we thought none existed before," end of quote. Layden went on to say, "Recently it went 70 and people went crazy. I think Nintendo's pulling the band-aid right off and saying like, look, it's $80 for a frontline game on our new platform." So Layden also discussed how Nintendo leverages its IPs to negate some of the negative reactions to the increase in price. But right here you see, wow, that's a kind of hefty price hike from Switch 1 to Switch 2. Wow, $80 for a game. If it's the only place you can play Mario, then you get your wallet out and then you buy it. That's first party exclusivity. That kind of mitigates the sticker shock, if you will, of these price hikes because you want the content so bad. Can anyone say Grand Theft Auto 6 100 smackaroonies? Okay, so far Nintendo has confirmed the price of 3 games for the system, which will launch with Mario Kart World, is costing $80, Donkey Kong Bonanza is costing $70, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which should have been a package, let's be honest, is around $10. Nintendo revealed more information about the Nintendo Switch 2, that it's $450 that's in the States, with the bundle set to cost around $500, but we don't know because of the tariff situation whether that price increases or remains the same for the at least for the next 90 days. In the UK, the system will cost around 395 Great British pounds, with Mario Kart World bundle costing around 429.99 Great British pounds. Now in Europe, the system will cost around 4699 euros, with Mario Kart World bundle costing well over 500 euros. That's 509.99 in Canada. The system will cost 629 Canadian dollars 99 cents, with the Mario Kart bundle costing 700 Canadian dollars. Wow. And let's just pause the news for a moment. Can we just take a minute to appreciate how gloriously beautiful this game, Fort Solis, is running on PS5 Pro, 4K, ray tracing, everything. I picked it up via Amazon, real cheap. I think it was about 10 Great British pounds or something. And pleasantly surprised. It plays a bit like Hellblade 2 with those top high-end graphics to boot. It's by an indie studio, so really it's a double A game, but with the, facelift of a triple A production. Wonderful stuff. So in our final news story, this one courtesy of PlayStation Universe.com or PSU.com, Ubisoft has hit back at the Crew lawsuit by stating players shouldn't expect to own the game they purchased forever. Ever? Ubisoft's decision to shut down the Crew has resulted in the French publisher becoming embroiled in a lawsuit. The company has now hit back by stating players who purchased the online-based title, even if it was a physical copy, shouldn't have expected to own it forever. So the Crew was removed from digital storefronts back in December 2023 after Ubisoft confirmed it would no longer be playable as of April 2024, exactly a year ago, following nearly a decade of support. Well, this didn't bode well with at least 2 players who decided to take legal action against the Assassin's Creed creator by really accusing it of violating California consumer protection laws. They argued that Ubisoft was misleading players by telling them they were buying a game, when in fact they were just renting, and this was a limited license to access a game that defendants chose to maintain at their own obligation. However, Ubisoft is now claiming that the Crew owners should not expect full ownership of the game indefinitely, even if it was purchased on disc. A statement from the publisher's lawyer reads as follows: frustrated with Ubisoft's recent decision to retire the game following a notice period delineated on the product's packaging, plaintiffs apply a kitchen sink approach on behalf of a putative class of nationwide customers, alleging, this is all legal gobbledygook, but anyway, it is a lawyer, alleging 8 causes of action, including violations of California's false advertising law, Unfair Competition Law and the Consumer Legal Remedies Act, as well as common law fraud and a breach of warranty claim. So Ubisoft has attempted to quell user backlash by announcing that The Crew 2 and The Crew Motorfest will be receiving offline modes. The Crew was developed by Ivory Tower and Ubisoft Reflections and was released for PS4, PC and Xbox One back in 2014. That's 11 years ago. The game's biggest draw was its persistent open world setting, allowing players to travel across a scaled down recreation of the United States split into 5 regions: the Midwest, East Coast, the South, Mountain States and West Coast. It took players 45 minutes in real time just to drive from coast to coast in game, and that's a long time when you consider, you're playing a video game. Yeah, you can get a couple levels done. Hell, some games have been completed in 45 minutes. Anyway, what do you think of today's news? That's all I have for now, as we await the Nintendo diabolical situation to resolve and these tariffs and everything else. I hope you have a splendid weekend coming. Enjoy your Easter, enjoy the sun, and I'll see you back here on Monday or maybe Tuesday. Until then, always remember, play games, not corporations.